Hey, what's going on, everyone? We'll see if this connection maintains. And for anyone new, as usual, I give it about 5 minutes because this is a live show, for people to show up, and for everyone that's new to this in the future. When you click and hit that button, say Lightwork, what are we going to be talking about? Exactly this. A lot of the misconceptions that people have, and the ideas that, I don't know what light workers are, and this whole faux conspiracy of sorts. What's up, Daniel Benson? And when I say conspiracy, it's not like you all think. What's up, Cam? Yeah, we'll dig in. We're about 2 minutes in. I'll give it about 3 more minutes as usual. We give it 5 minutes for people to show up. Yeah. Nice. Cold brew coffee is where it's at, man. Cold brew or espresso is like right up the... That's good stuff. American Psycho, what a great movie. Is that bone or is that ivory? I like that. Yeah, funny you mention that, because I find something very similar now that you say that in the light worker community of light workers. I want to make sure we've got a few people here first before I go off on a tangent. Got a little chilly this evening, so I'm hooded out. I've got a hoodie on. Why is it called a hood? We'll do a whole thing on that sometime too. The hood. Has to do with darkness and Eve and black magic and the hood. What up, Bright Soul? Got another minute or so for... Yes, sir. The Asian pointy wispy beards. You know, my beard just doesn't grow that way. It just doesn't do that. It grows in a whole different way. It's more of a neck beard, as per last show. Yeah, right. So I'll get on the cryptocurrency thing. I did one a little while back. I'm still rather non-denominational when it comes to that at this point. We'll talk about that another time. David Phillips has quite a bit to say on it, and I suggest listening to him. You might follow him. You might find that what he has to say is important. I like what he says. I've had a lot of conversations like through dialogue with him, not like in person or anything. But if you don't know who he is, he's done a lot of urine fasts, and the dude's... I like him. He's a legitimate human, you know? He's a legitimate person. No, not a person. He's a human with the good spirit. I don't know if I agree with him on where I think he's going with the cryptocurrency, but he might be right. So check into him. Yeah, he is. Exactly. Good. Yeah, what up, beer guy? But the thing always is, like, you know, there seems to be, as with anything, okay, we've got it it's always for me this, okay. Back since 1963, JFK is known. Since 1930, literally for lifetimes of people have known that the currency was fiat, that it wasn't backed. Now that everybody's figured out that it's fiat currency, still ain't done shit about it. Now what's the problem with crypto? Like, what is anybody going to do? What are we going to do about it? Is always my question. With all of these people with this, like, we know what's going on here. We won't stand for this. Well, what are you going to do about it? Now, I have a larger answer to that, but we'll save that for another time. However, you know, from day to day, it seems like we tend to be using some type of currency somewhere. And that is more of the matter at hand. And in fact, it's not matter, it's energy. We'll do that another time, though. It's a very deep conversation, and I would like to have it. I've spoke on it before to a certain level and degree, but I'll crack that wide open another time. I just want to get in this Lightworker thing. My hair is almost black, Cam. Nah, it's dark brown, but yeah. Ripe Soul. I've not had much contact with him. I never talked to him. A while ago, I gave him my number. He asked me for my number, but it was during a move. I was moving, and so like I just wasn't like in a mental frame, or like my shit was everywhere. So, and it was kind of like, you know, we just little email back and forth. Like I talked to him, and he wanted to do a live show with me, and it was around another time too when I was kind of working with somebody that ended up not really fulfilling their end of the agreement we had in some things, and things kind of went sour with that. But it had nothing really to do with Billy, other than like this was the time frame where some things were going to be happening with me, kind of doing more live talks with people. But now it's like, you know, where we are now, like I'll probably end up doing a live talk with him soon. I haven't, you know, done anything about it. I've just been enjoying doing this. So, and like I said, I've had invites to be on other shows. Unless I'm highlighted as, you know what you're talking about, and I get to speak, I'm not really interested in, like, you know, responding to people, because that's just not me. That's not where I'm coming from. Funny enough, like you asked that, like this is obviously like, who do I respect enough to have, like, that I'm saying that person knows they're on a level. That's why the other day I was like, me and Frat or Oculus, you know, like we'll do a show, and like, because I respect that dude, I respect his intelligence. I don't agree with him on everything, and I'm not even like, and he has and as well, he has a lot of different ideas than I do, to different things that I don't get. I don't involve myself with the kind of paradigms he works within, so we're a better fit, and the way we speak is in a similar context. So I like that kind of working with people like that. And I haven't listened to Billy's stuff lately, so, you know, we'll see. What up on me? Am I cold? Yeah, it's chilly here. I didn't think you'd be up. How's wherever you just went? It's chilly. I made the trip back home to get the hoodie and everything. Oh wait, in fact, you gave me this hoodie today. It's comfy. And the other shirt I was wearing, for whatever reason, it was really rubbing on my nipples. I didn't like it. It was like walking, and it was just scraping my tits. It was weird. It's like, I kind of wanted to take it off and just put this on, but it was too cold for that. Oh, really? I didn't know. When people get a bigger audience, they're, you know. Hold on one second, y'all. I seem to have a guest. Let me see. What's up, Mike? I'm just doing a show, but stuff. Let me put these people on. You want to know my people?
Hello, people.
This is the one right here. This is the real deal right here. Here's a real deal wizard. You all want to say hello?
Hey, my peoples.
This is a real deal wizard right here.
Brothers in here, yo, man. Real lover, man. Lover of life, yo. Real heart, yo. Healer, all of that, yo. Like, he does his job. He knows his purpose here on this planet, yo. Like,
I'm saying. See, when I burn this, who shows up? Right here. That's
real life Earth Angel, y'all.
And see, look at what I got right there.
Living goddess. Or God, living God, living God.
And there's the goddess right there.
Another living God.
What's up, mister?
Man, let's invoke Shiva. For your people's a little bit thin. Awesome drum.
Wow. Y'all just got blessed. Like, you don't even know. Like,
Awesome drum, y'all.
Y'all could hear. But,
You doing like a little live post or like, what you doing, bro?
These people need to know some things. I don't know.
They just asking questions and just curious about the Zen Master.
I get to talk to a living God, you know?
Hey. We are very rare and far in between, yo. Very rare and far in between, yo, on this planet, yo. Like,
and to have two in the room at one time, it don't happen too often. This is like the red sun just happened the other day, and so what happened there? Apparently something occurred.
Yeah, so all type of things occurring on this here spaceship.
This is a spaceship, y'all.
Spaceship Earth, yo, like
Bucky Fuller told you. Mm-hmm.
And my interpretation is there is a battle and they are trying to breach and aboard our ship.
Yeah. So check it out, y'all. Give me one moment. I'm gonna pause you all, and then I'm gonna come right back on. But you all got blessed with that music.
Bye, y'all.
And and there's some other good music on the way that you all should know about. But give me 1 second, y'all.
Love y'all.
Well, if anybody's still here, sorry for that very long commercial break, but somebody needed a little assistance in the physical, magical, and psychological realms. But yes, yes. So here, I'm just catching up here, guys. I'm a little far behind. Yeah, Chicago. Chicago. Yeah, for real, right? On me, you've never even heard Chicago, huh? Yeah. What up, Jordan? Okay, we'll see who's left here. I'm way back at 11:30, just scrolling through. Yeah, that's Chicago right there. Just catching up here. I'll be to the bottom of these messages in a second. What up, Danny, if you're still in the room? Okay, we back. Okay, I'm back to the bottom. So whoever's left here, I don't even know if alchemy gains, ripe soul, and lion strong. Nah. My dude needed, he literally needed some assistance in the healing categories. He needed some tea tree and some witch's hazel, and then he had a couple stories to tell me. And so yeah, I had to dip on a little mental spiritual journey with my dude. He's always, obviously, throwing things around in the drum a little bit, so. So, yes. Who's left in the building? No, I didn't. I did not go to sleep. That was not what happened. Okay, well, speaking of, see, the name of the video was Lightworkers. Yeah, okay, good. We out here. What up, Danny? So funny enough, I mean, how would my dude Chicago know the name of the video that I'm making? And he came in and he was talking about something about light workers, and I was just like, man, oh man, ain't it funny? Ain't it a weird thing? And he's always on some other next level spiritual stuff. Like, that dude is like real deal, like Lion and Judah, crazy out the box, like spiritual weirdo, like weirdo in the best way. Yep. And I tripped him out because I told him who one of his spirits was to his face, and he almost lost his mind because he's like 4 other people have told me that. He's like 3 women told me that, and one person who is one of my spiritual guides who had given him a very special wallet a long time ago had named the spirit that was in him. And it's a hoodoo spirit that I know very well. Hey. So, Lightworkers. Let's apparently some people are here now. It's World Bridger Day today. Yeah. As my dude comes through, bridging those worlds, and he's from a whole different place. So I guess earlier when I started the video, my rant was gonna be on what lightworkers are, and what a lot of people out here with all their YouTube channels and all their Instagrams are talking about. What's up, Roosevelt Henry? Oh yeah, well, excellent. 7 days worth of portals. Good thing that then apparently that's why I'm bringing up this light worker thing. 7 days, 7 colors, 7 portals, right? And see, a lot of people out here, on this like light working thing, and they're like, yoga and light work and this and that, and I'm like, yeah, but that's the dilemma with these people. They're walking into yellow rooms with their yellow colors, and they're shining their yellow light, and that ain't light working at all. That's quite the opposite. Light workers work in dark. That's the point. You don't get a light bulb and take it into a room with light in it. And everybody out here always like beaming off like, oh, we light working, everything is love and lights and high vibes everybody. And it's like, yeah, but that's not where you do your light working literally in the dream world, in the spiritual realm, and in dark places. Like, essentially, you don't have a channel just, jacking off and doing a circle jerk with other people that are like, yeah, we're light workers too. It's kind of like a redundancy, and it's really a pedestrian and very almost like my last video that I was doing about this corporatocracy and the mindset of fascism and statism. Like even these light workers are statists because they found a cool word that linked up with something, and then everybody out here claiming they light workers. I'm like, no, that's not really like. If you was a light worker, I've never seen you in any dark places lighting anything up. That's why you light it. That's why you have a candle to light up dark places. You don't just like stand out there and I'm gonna stand out here in the beaches in Guadalajara. Well, it's 100 degrees out with candles. Like, no, that's not what you do. People making claims of things that they are not, and it's like, like fuck it. I'll call myself a dark worker. I'll call myself a dark lord if it must be that way. Because if light workers are doing what they say they're doing out there, then I don't that's not proper. That's not what it's for. And so I find this like the rhetoric and the whole like cheerleading bullshit to be really, it just is what it is. Like, I don't know, people think you gotta be out here and be nice to everybody, and you gotta be that's not light working. Light working is not being nice. It has nothing to do with it. And it's definitely not about going and I'm not saying not to go and hang out with friends and being like amongst people like you. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that there's this general sense of like people in the light working community that are like prim and proper and like everything is yoga and everything is good and everything's high vibes, and that's not it. Because if you got that, then you go and you trudge through and do shit and make space, like they like to say, or shine light or beam into things that aren't. You don't put a white light pen on a white page. You put it on a black page. And that's just the way it works. Yeah, exactly. And people get off on that. And then and it's so funny because I've actually said some things to these people with their light worker pages, and within like me saying something, literally because I guess apparently I'm some sort of light worker. That I went to one of their pages, like more than one of their pages, and I said something to some stupid things they said, and they're like, basically told me to fuck off and that I was an idiot and to do my research or something. I'm like, wow, I thought it was somebody that was claiming to be a Reiki professional and all of this, and I'm like, man, because when I learned Reiki, I didn't realize that had anything to do with like insulting people. And so I was like, wow, you out here like super phony. You out here real phony with it. Because that's not how Reiki works either. So it is real funny. It's real cute to me. But yeah, that's kind of where I wanted to go from the beginning of this. Just talk about the, I guess it would be called the dark workers. It's a very funny story of that. Like, there's only one thing that I ever won in my life. I was at a bar, and there was a drawing. It was this really great bar that had like, just giant, and it had all these different beers, like literally hundreds and hundreds of different beers. And they were doing a giveaway around Christmas time of what is one of the best beers in the world called the Dark Lord. It's from a very small brewery, and it's just magical beyond belief. And I won the Dark Lord beer. Dark Lord beer. I was like, and it was so funny. As soon as I had the beer, like everybody was like, kind of like scooting closer to me. Like everybody wanted to talk to me because these are all like a bunch of fucking beer snobs and whatever. Like, oh, you get that? Yeah, you won the light. Oh, that's awesome. Like, and I was like, I feel like the Dark Lord now. All of you come to me. You want what I have. I mean, of course, I gave most of it away, but it was just funny that, like, I just, like, I now have the power of the Dark Lord. Yeah. That's great. That's great. Lion strong. Yeah, being a, I used to think that too. I used to want to be a monk, but nah, that ain't for me either. I used to think there was some sort of like, oh yes, they must be so content. They must be so happy. And as I became more and more hermetic, more and more all of these different things that I thought was the answer, the less I got identified with myself, and the more I was missing whatever it was that it was actually myself and my own path and journey, if whatever it might have been. And so I was like, nah, monk shit ain't for me. Fake ass spiritual shit ain't for me. It was like, it was everything was like, this is the way, this is what you must do. This is how we need to be kind to people. We need to be like this. We need to do. Here's the practice, and here's how we eat, and and I'm like, why does all of this seem so forced? Why does this all seem so foolish? Why does it all seem like just another another empty, like, swirling, whirling confusion of religion? Like, it's really all it is. And then one day I was like, well, fuck all this shit. Yeah, I mean, chi work and all that is great. I mean, obviously it's all good stuff, but that just getting into the monkery was never. Yeah. Yeah, I've heard of Jericho Sunfire. Yeah, Reza, I've heard of him. Is that the dude that turned into the Breatharian? Because I know there was more than one Sunfire out there, but I think that's who you're talking about. Yeah. What up, Illumis? What's going on? So let me flip this thing around. Whoa. Whoa. Mm-hmm. Little elephants. Hmm. Are you gonna be sparring soon? Wicked. I'm excited for you. Have fun with that. Have fun with that, yo. That sounds like a lot of fun. Right, so a state of breatharianism? I mean, close? I wouldn't know. I mean, during my water fast, I was definitely at a place where I was like, I don't really need food anymore. Like, I was pretty confident that I could have done, like, without food as any major part of my diet. Like, and when I say diet, I mean really all the things I'm consuming. So there was a point, and I did that really at the worst time, in the dead of winter, in a very cold climate, like not when you should do a fast. And I did a bunch of things wrong during the fast too, which was, but nonetheless, I was to a point mentally and like that I think I probably could have gone like just eating once a week after that, but I chose a different route. But no, I've never been close to breatharianism, and even understanding it more, the concept of it is to not need food, but to still have the capacity to ingest it if you so choose. Because it's part of the experience of life, right? You don't just give it all up and just, float away and go into nowhere land. I used to think it was like that. I used to think that maybe that was the possibility, but not so much anymore. Well, okay, fifth dimension here. Let's play this game. Okay, there is no. Let's start here. There is no first dimension. There is no second dimension. The whole idea of flatland cannot exist. Let's be very clear with this. For anything to have two dimensions, it must have a third. One dimension can't exist. if something has two dimensions, it has to be able to observe it. It has to be more than a micron thick. It has to have depth to it. There's no such thing as a first or second dimension. Let's start there. It's just a mathematical, like, a skull. It's just fuckery, mind fuckery. It's a theoretical nonsense. You can't, if we live, think of it this way. If we've advanced to the third dimension, then someone should be able to show me the first and second dimension. They can't do it. They always talk about, people in Flatland couldn't observe third dimensional realms. But you can't observe anything in first and second dimensional realms, can you? But you should be able to. You go, oh, no, look at this piece of paper. No, that paper has thickness to it. That's how it exists. Because without depth, it doesn't exist. So then we say, what is the fourth dimension? And then we have to define what a dimension is, apparently. Because it's not just space anymore, is it? So I think there becomes quite a bit of confusion when people, this school says there's 9 dimensions. This says there's 11. This place says there's realms. It appears that there is what we consider 3D, like this, and then there's one thing after that. That's control of time. That's really about it. I don't, as far as I'm aware and concerned at this point, the 9th dimension doesn't concern me because I don't even know what the fuck that means. The 6th dimension doesn't, I don't know what the fuck that means. Everybody's like, oh, come to the 5th dimension with me. I'm like, yeah, okay, let's go. And everybody's like, yeah, we're in the 5th dimension. I'm like, what does that mean? What do you mean we're in the 5th dimension? What are the other 2 dimensions? And they go, well, it's time. And I'm like, well, no, space and time are the same thing. You just observe it differently. So, okay, we're talking about states of consciousness. That's space and time. Still in 3rd dimension. So the next thing, the kind of alteration, which would be magic, what we'd call magic, would seem to be what is beyond the 3rd dimension. Meaning get out of body, go somewhere, and it kind of be like the computer programmer, and then setting things up in what is this 3rd dimensional reality, and then, to me, that would just be a different realm altogether. It wouldn't be another dimension per se, maybe, but in that sense, there's still only the dimension we're in, and then the one above it. There's not a dimension below. There's density below. There's unconsciousness. There's levels of awareness, but that has nothing to do with dimensionality. So as far as I'm concerned, from what I look at, 1st and 2nd dimensions don't exist. The 3rd dimension exists where we are, and then the next level up is what we consider alteration and coagulating of information into what we consider this density. Does that make sense? Yeah, Rez, I hear you, man. Like, I tell you, my practice is probably not where it should be. Like, as much as I know that do work and adds to the values of doing things that are different than what the normal human can do, but, the tongue to the roof of the mouth, I mean, sometimes, I don't know, no, not really, I don't know. Like, you'd have to find a yogi that's going to go tell you, yes, I know all about that. You've got to do it for 6 years, though. I don't know. After 6 years, you've convinced yourself you've done something new. I don't know. If you could show me the results of sticking your tongue to the roof of your mouth, or tell me about your experience and say it was an amazing experience, yeah, I'll buy into it. I'll try it more, man, and know it has like an obvious physiological effect. Alchemy Games. What do you mean our phones are 2D? No, they're not. How? For your phones to work, it has to go through a wave in 3 dimensions. They're not 2D. How so? Loomis, you act like a UPS driver. Hilarious. Yeah, but see, Reza, and too, like you say, Oversoul is 4D. You think? Well, this is not. And I'm just being like, I'm not being like a dick or anything. I'm just saying this isn't a place for thinking. Like, what you think doesn't matter, does it? I think my car is made of SpaghettiOs. Doesn't really matter. I mean, is it? That's it. Just it's irrelevant to the equation. I mean, at least for me, that's why when I share information, I'm either like, I know so, or it seems to be that way. But then beyond that, like I'm just like, well, we're kind of just dibble and dabbling, And to me, it doesn't even seem that way, because I can't even. What is the oversoul? How is that? No, that's just the whole coagulation of where we come from. To me, at least, the etheric field. Yoga and yogurt. What up, DevMark? Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, the whole thing from where this whole concept comes from of dimensionality, I think has to do with your awareness, consciousness, and your ability to control the environment. What else is there really? I mean, no matter what you could dream of, what you could, smoke, even if you smoked a bunch of, DMT, the idea still is the same. Oh, you can't even imagine how the infinite capacity of the universe, but it still works on some sort of, space-time, 3D architectural, conscious movement patterning recognition software system. It still doesn't give you a, where does the fifth dimension sit? Is it over there? Like right now, like there's something that's sitting right here. There's a person right here. They just have to be blipping out in and out of existence at a different rate of speed than I am. I can accept that. Doesn't put them in a different dimension. Puts them on a different, frequency. Because then we just, if how you, if your frequency determines your dimension, then there's infinite dimensions because there's infinite frequencies. But that's not actually what we're looking at here. We're just looking and saying, well, we think dimensions exist this way. And some great mathematician, this guy was like within the computer doing the thing, thinking up, all of these great stories of, these mathemagic stories. Oh, there's 9 dimensions. Oh, he's a smart guy. He must know. Well, that smart guy with the science guy with the, the lab jacket, he's way smarter than I am. See, that's a funny thing for me. I've never thought that. I don't buy that for 1 second. I think they tend to be trained idiots, trained monkeys, because they actually believe they come from monkeys, and I don't believe that for myself. I can't accept that. I won't. So, am I going to think this person's mind is any better than mine? No. And so if I can't, and this is a la Terence McKenna, if I can't coordinate that theory of philosophy, wisdom into my life, then it has no bearing whatsoever on any aspect. Like, you can tell me all about all the things you're cooking and doing in your country and continent and place. If I can't eat them, what bearing is that? Like, I'm going to watch your television commercial for all this delicious food and my family's starving? Like, that's the same thing. It's like, what does your consciousness, your ideas, your math, especially your math, because math doesn't fucking exist. And what's that math have to do with this experience here? Everybody wants to know about the fifth dimension or a past life or a future life. Why do you care? How's your life right now? It seems like there's a lot of work to do here. Everybody's trying to go to Mars. Oh, we're going to the moon. We're going to argue about going to the moon, going to Mars. People arguing about, like, slave trade. People are arguing about Nazis in the 1930s. Like, what the fuck? Where are you? I don't care what calendar system you're on. Like, we're here right now. Like, what are we dealing with right now? Can we just stop going there in the future and going, what can we do to save the planet in the future? And going, well, we fucked it up with all this shit. And then just go right here. What can we do right now? That's all that really matters. Your math and philosophies and bullshit don't really have any bearing or weight whatsoever on this equation. And what's up, Jordan? What do I think of people say they have sold their soul? Well, because they don't understand what the word soul is, so they think they can sell something that they, A, don't have, and B, can't sell. How could you sell something you don't own? It's impossibility. You can definitely lease or rent or sell your spirit to a degree. I think it's more of a lease of your spirit, but beyond that, you can't get rid of your soul. You don't have one. And Alchemy Gains, I'm still going back to this. What do you mean all the programs they run, TVs, phones, media, these are all 2D? No, they're not. They're still in 3D. And I still understand what you're saying. They still exist. They come out here in three-dimensional existence. I'm hearing it. I'm looking at it. It's in my, you know? So I'm not really understanding what you're saying, man. Yeah, electric tile. Control leads you to the dark side. See, you know, having the remote control is one thing. Programming all of the shows on the TV, that's another thing. And a lot of people, once they get the remote control, are like, well, we've got some power here. And that's good to have power and control to a degree. To be able to navigate the waters, not to, so we don't have to watch the shitty TV, but then be like, but I must own all of everything, every channel, every system, every, that's the neurosis. That's the fucked up fucked up mind. All right, Lion Strong. Yeah, Dev, I've heard some things about all that with John D and everything. Did you send me that the other day? I was listening to that. I still don't know if I really buy into all of the what's the name of it, the Hadron Collider and all of this nonsense. I still have a hard time buying into that, because why would they tell you? They're not required to do anything. It's like everything that people, all the information you're getting, you realize it's going through a bunch of filters before it gets to you. So why does anybody believe the information that's coming to you from the people that have been flat out lying to you about everything? Why would that be true? What does that do other than make you believe that you have actually no control over anything? Now, we figured out we can control everything now with this quantum D-Wave computer. Your entire life you've been told, first you were told coming out the womb that either you were fucked up via science, so they're gonna fix your organs and cut the shit out and do all this, or your parents told you like, no, Jesus controls everything and you have no free will and blah blah blah, and I'll go all that shit. And now we're just like back to that place. Everyone wants to play that game again. There's nothing you can do. The world's already in shit. And then everybody's like, oh, the new world order is coming. Like, well, are they here? Are they not here? Did they already take over? Is the thing in control or not? There's too many variables playing. There's too many things going on that essentially, when you come back to that one basic concept of, oh, the D-Wave and all this, you have to go, who's giving you that information? What do they stand to gain from telling you that they can do crazy shit with a computer? I mean, in reality, the crazy shit they're doing with the computer is the crazy shit that's going on with the internet now. That you're getting information through algorithms anyways. What's new? Of course they've been affecting reality with the computer. And you're affecting reality with the computer too. But people go, oh no, they're doing it. Holy shit, I'm affecting reality with this computer. You are too. Yes, no, maybe, you know what I'm saying? Like, so this is all people like just, oh no, we're starting to lose control of the whole system. They know they have power. Let's just tell them we have control of everything with the D-Wave computer. Really? Why would they tell you about this giant machine that's drilling a hole and they're smashing things together? I don't know, man. Doesn't seem legit to me. What up, Sun Soul? What was your... Yeah, I'm not going to scroll all the way back up. What was your comment, though? And what up, Zenith? Roosevelt Henry. Are you asking me what is Saint Tron? I never heard of that. I like the term. I don't know what it means. Hi, Loomis. What up, Devmark? What do you mean? What is the moon and the black moon? I've done videos on both of those things, and they seem to be a little different than we all think. It's just way too much to get in here. I don't feel like going dig a deep dark hole of moon shit right now. Danny, what are you doing? Saint Tron, I'll look it up. That sounds cool. Yeah, Zenith, that's for sure. That's been happening to me quite a bit. That I'm watching things materialize faster. I mean, I've always known this to happen, but yeah, don't watch weak language. You know, don't try not to do. Try to do something else. You know, don't say don't do. Say, well, instead, I will this forward. Itzhak Bentov. Stalking the wild pendulum, huh? Yeah, the working on consciousness of how to choose and use words. There was a time that I got really overly carried away with that. It can bring you to a detriment where you like, oh, okay, I got to think about everything I say. But it's good training to get better at it. For a while, I took so many fillers out of my language that I wasn't able to communicate with the common folk too much. You know, I wouldn't use I wouldn't use any filler language whatsoever. No, I find myself allowing for a little bit of that here and there, especially in free flow talks like this. Where in the past, no, if I'm having a conversation with someone, I'm calculated. It's this, then this, and then... Yeah, the fillers aren't doing too much, but just giving you a little bit of a pause, as it were. And when people overuse them, it's obviously so distracting and absurd, but sometimes people are too precise and too exacting with language, and it's... Oh, slow down, buddy. Oh, cool. For sure, the infinity walking, yeah, that's gonna be awesome. That should do a lot of... Yeah, Sunsoul, of course. You said it's pretty long and it's posted on a vid. You posted me a comment on one of my other videos, is what you're saying? That will come up, and I'll check it out, and I'll let you know, for sure. Ripe Soul. What do you expect? I need to get myself a magician, some sort. So I need somebody to do the magic thing for me, so I can get the fruition of the things that I like to manifest, like the Lover's card and all of this. Because I just don't have doing the work for myself. I'm doing this. I'm like, wow, I totally forgot to do any magic for myself today. Weird going out already knowing the outcome, huh? Well, I mean, it's only somewhat directed. It's not, I mean, you didn't know who, how, what, you know? So there's always that kind of... So yeah, y'all. I got a little bit more energy in me, but do or do not. There is no trying. There's no such thing as try. Yes. So yeah, I'm gonna get to the sleepy time soon. Like to recharge and see about making some oh, hiccup and burp's weird. I'm trying to get some magic manifestation happening tomorrow. Have I eaten today? Did I eat today? Huh. I ate some soybeans? I had some roasted soybeans. I think that's all I've eaten. I think that's it. There you go. Yeah. Alright, Danny. It's funny you said bro beans. I ate soybeans. Which is about right. Bro beans and soybeans. Bro beans munching the soybeans. Yeah. All right, y'all. Unless anybody's got any, queries for the moment or any, yeah, I'm gonna try to have some magic in this sleep. Heart firing. Yeah. Send me that and another one, and I'll double check the energy of those in that order. But if you've already checked the energy of those in that order, meaning, you've got your positive and negative hand, and where you should be using, like, should the copper be in front or the copper should be behind? And there's a little bit more to it of making a better charge for battery. You are battery when I say battery. Making you're already a piece of organite, and there's a way to amplify and increase the quality and power of the organite. And so, copper, zinc, and one negative. Yeah. I mean, you know what? You might as well just, if you don't know right off the top of the head, and I've actually done a video on something like this. It was like an hour and a half long, 2 hours long, real early stuff. When I was talking about the pyramids and stuff, you could look into that. But I mean, you can always just test them out, put them on each one of your, put them on your ankles, put them on your wrists, and see where they work right. I mean, I think that if you already have a little bit of feeling towards subtlety, you'll be able to sense right away. But off the top of my head, it would seem like you'd want the magnets probably on your ankle, and then the copper on your right hand and the zinc on your left. That's just a guess at it. I feel like that's right, but don't quote me on that. Yeah, that might be right. The copper and the zinc in the center. Yeah. All right, y'all. Well, that's funny. Why do we have manifest but not womanifest? I like that. I'm gonna start using that. Yeah. Yeah. What if all four on each? That might work too, but just make sure they'd be in the right order. You know what I'm saying? Just check it out about feeling the energy of putting them in the right order. I mean, you can even think of like somebody like, as we were saying, womanifest, Wonder Woman. Like, what was that there? Why do people wear them copper sleeves here? There's reasons. That wasn't all just for fun. All right, yeah, I'm gonna get to bed though. I'm a little tired. I'm a little beat from the day. But it was good hanging out, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the little drum session there. That was wicked. Stay cool. And we'll chat soon. Go a little deeper on some things tomorrow, maybe. All right. Yeah, I'm going to try to womanifest too. I'm going to fresh it up, man. I'm going to try something new.